So what we identified with the challenge is our team and how good it is that we had so many people that were experienced, myself and the coaches, but we also had the ambassadors. What we do each year is the top 10 in the female and male become ambassadors for the next year's challenge. And that's a great thing because they've walked the walk and talked the talk. So their experience is invaluable. Now, bolstering this, we had a whole number of people that were involved in the challenge. They were there helping and giving advice. So what that gave us was a platform that the team could answer any and all queries throughout the challenge.
The support from Max's was really good, actually. It was a lot more than what I expected. I just read right through every piece of information they gave us on the website and all of that, and I followed the nutrition plan almost to the letter. With the training side of things, I probably changed up a little bit because I just trained at home in my garage, so it's fairly limited.
And being able to blog each day was really good for me. Able to just talk about what I did that day, and sometimes I'd only put on a photo that, like an inspirational photo that talked about training or diet. But then to be able to talk about something I achieved that day, a personal best in the gym or a new body weight that I'd got down to or something like that. So blogging every day was really good for me, so I could, I could tell other people how I was going.
I used the blog a lot. I probably blogged about 27 pages. Every meal I ate, every walk I went on, every training session I did, I'd blog everything.
Reading the blogs, reading the Facebook pages was a great way of networking and assisting the challengers in getting through the day-to-day process of this 12-week challenge.
You could always jump on the forum and they were there, to be honest, 24/7.
Because there were so many people blogging on it all the time, even if you thought of a question, it was already there.
Yeah, I was up late at night reading about other people's transformations, sitting there in awe and being inspired. If I had a low moment, I'd get on the forum and I'd be motivated by what other people were doing.
Really, the journey was about, conditioning yourself to a change in life and something that you knew was going to bring the best out of you. And so the blogging side of things was probably the one thing that kept you accountable. The journey was made enjoyable for that reason because you kept a diary to how you were going and what sort of things you were doing to obviously accommodate the different things, the little sacrifices that you were making, and so everything was documented and really made the journey enjoyable.
Maxers obviously know that it's not easy and you need a network. And most challengers have already been through the same things that you're going through.
The challenge community is it's great. It's such a great feel. It's sort of, you've got to really motivate yourself and get all pumped up and excited and eager to go and train and to eat right and to prepare your meals. There's a lot of effort involved, and so you've really got to be motivated and positive. And then if you sort of go to, say, like your friends or family and they make that negative comment, it just bursts your bubble. But with the challenge community, you post your picture of your meal prep or your training program or your personal best, and there's other people that are going through the same things as you that understand it and are excited for you because they know what it feels like, and so you feed off everyone else's energy, and that's even better on the down days as well. So it's really great. It's just so positive, and it's like they've sort of become your new little family, your fit family.
With the first 4 weeks, as much as I knew the training was basic, and I think from memory it might have been 3 days a week I was doing weights, I sort of think to myself, I could be doing more here. And I thought, well, no, I don't want to go crazy and do the old Monday morning new training system and, go and smash yourself and not be able to walk the next day because you've done huge squats and 400 push-ups. I wanted to sort of take it easy, knowing that the program would progress.
One of the moments for me during the challenge when I thought things were starting to click was probably about week 4. I took a photo similar to my before photo, and I'd lost about 5 or 6 kilos, and I thought, this is working. I don't exactly have a six-pack, but I'm losing the weight. I've got to continue on this course. So seeing those different photos along the way was good. And I think it was about week 4 or 5, I thought, if I keep on this course, I could do something.
Probably might have been halfway in. I said to my wife, I said, hey, can you come out in the gym with me? I want you to take some photographs of me training. And I was, at the time, I had the beard, I had the big hairy chest, and sort of had a bit of a fat tummy. And I was doing lat pull downs, and they got her to take a photograph of me when I was sort of halfway through the movement. And I thought, oh, that's pretty good. And I looked at it later on and went, wow, stuff's going on here. I could see my arms getting thicker and getting more defined, and I could see my lats sort of popping out a bit, whereas in the past it's just been, you know, back fat.
As the results were coming on, the hunger for more become so entrenched. I would get up every morning at 4:30. I would prepare myself to start training at 5:10 in the morning. We would train hard, and then the day started. But seeing the transformation come on, the desire and the hunger for more become even greater.
The main thing for me was I said to myself that this year there had to be no excuses, and there was to be no shortcuts or anything. It was just you get in and do the work and do what you need to do, and you'll get the results, because I've seen it before and I knew what I had to do.
With the training, I followed the Max's program very closely. I had to modify it for my shifts, obviously, but I didn't miss a single training session. And if for some reason I couldn't go that day, it was made up the very next day.
I followed all the weight training programs. I primarily did the Get Shredded. I had done weights as a young bloke when I played football. I used to do them during the off-season. So I had some experience in the gym. I used to get down to the gym at lunchtime. To save time, I took my mountain bike into work. As soon as 12 o'clock came along, I went down to the change rooms, jumped on my bike, raced down to the gym, and that was my warm-up. So that's another thing about saving time. Rather than driving your car, you jump on your bike.
With work, I could set it up sort of how I wanted it. So I'd set it up that I'd get home about 3:30 every day, and then it was straight into the gym, whether it be cardio or weights. And even on the days when I did have my son, you know, he'd be in the gym with me, or I'd be pushing the pram for a cardio session. So there was just really no excuses.
Every week went by, I just kept pushing harder and harder. That's why I kept taking the progression pictures, because if I just kept looking at myself in the mirror, I probably wouldn't have noticed that much of a difference. So yeah, I just kept taking the pictures, put them next to each other, and every week that went by, I thought, oh, you know, it's actually working. So I just kept going more and more and more, and then yeah, every week it was just getting better.
My journey involved all sorts of highs and lows. I mean, it's hard sort of, you know, with a full-time job owning a cafe, you got all the work restraints, and then, you know, what life throws at you. At times it was really hard to keep the diet and to keep the motivation to keep going, but as the journey, you know, the challenge continued on, it did get easier because I guess your mentality changed.
I was really proud of my results. I lost just over 14 kilos and I got down to 8.8% body fat, so I was really, really happy with my results.
It was funny, right at the start when I posted my starting picture, a mutual friend of Pete's and mine, he said, he messaged me and said, mate, you could shave your beard off and shave your chest and you'd be top 30. And I thought, well, I don't know about that, but the whole time along, like I had the hair was shaggy and the beard was long, and I said to myself, I'm not going to shave anything. I'm not going to shave the beard or shave the chest until right towards the end, because then I knew that was going to really show the results. And as soon as I sort of shaved my beard and looked in my face and went, wow, I look a lot younger, and even right towards the end when I started shaving down completely with the razor, getting ready for my final photos, my wife, she's looking at me, she goes, you're a whole different person. Like we've been married for almost 10 years and together for a few years more than that, and she's never seen me this lean. I feel great. It's almost like it's surreal. You know, you walk past the mirror, you look at yourself and go, wow, I'm that guy with the six-pack and the muscles and looking lean.
Oh, I feel amazing. I don't have any hesitation to take my shirt off. It sounds weird, but I mean, like if I go to the beach, I used to make sure I had a black shirt and not a white one, because it could be see-through. You have no pride in yourself and you want to hide yourself, and whereas now I don't have a problem. And actually, even funny story, like on my photo shoot, we went to a woman's studio and she lives in a residential area and her studio's in a garage. So I went and had my photos done, and down to your undies, and you pose away, and then okay, photo shoot's all done and I'm gonna go and put the stuff in the car. So I pick up the weights and walk out and start putting weights in the car. I'm in my jocks, whoops. Whereas before, that would have been the first thing. Oh, I better get dressed first, and everything. So, it's not all about the abs, but I have the whole package now. Like my mind's under control, and then I have the body that matches my mindset as well.
The physical changes I experienced, I mean, they're fairly obvious by looking at my photo. I went from around 18% body fat at the start of the challenge to about 5% towards the end. I lost over 17 kilograms. My cholesterol went from 7.3 down to 6. I got the results recently. But those changes, I mean, they bring other things. It's not just the aesthetic changes bring confidence. Having people come up to you in the gym and tell you how good you look, that builds confidence. Having people ask you for advice, that builds confidence. So from a mental perspective, you feel great.
I've achieved far more than I ever expected to achieve. I always desired a six-pack. Finally, almost got there. My shoulders, my chest, my back, my legs, my arms, everything is starting to shape up and grow, and I'm just loving it. I now know I can achieve anything I desire. Anything that I want in life is there.
So the results for me was I lost a total of 16 kilos. My body fat dropped considerably. I feel absolutely fantastic. My knowledge of training and nutrition has just increased tenfold. I'm armed now to sort of go forward in life with those things. And that was probably one of the really good things, is how much I learned about that.
Yeah, look, I was hovering around the 129 to be exact. About a week before the challenge, I was probably at 132. And then over the 12 weeks, dropped to about 105. I didn't expect to, you know, when the challenge started, to make such massive weight loss. Yeah, and then I was about 20% body fat, and then had the bioscans. At the end of the challenge, I was down to 6%. So yeah, I was amazed. Oh, blown away. Yeah, the friends, their reaction to me doing this is just incredible. First of all, you know, the face looks so different. Some people didn't even recognise me, you know. Even some of the regulars come back from the restaurants. There was 2 regulars in particular, they went on a cruise ship. And I went out to serve them their meal, or bring their meal out to them, and they looked at me and they just didn't recognise me because of my weight loss, and they were blown away. You know, everyone that I talked to just really were amazed. And it showed then that it can be done, because you see a lot of transformation things on TV or on late night commercials, and it's not tangible, but they saw me and they knew me, so they knew it could be done. So that, yeah, for them it was incredible.
The transformation itself, I started at 84 kilos, and then I lost 12.2 kilos. I was aiming to go about, try to lose about 10 kilos was my aim. And I'm losing an extra 2 kilos. When I saw it on the scale, I just couldn't believe it, because I just kept on going and going, and sometimes the scale wouldn't move. I'd get a bit worried sometimes, but then just towards the end, the results just come through.
Initially, I was aiming to lose 15 kilos. At the start of the challenge, I went to get a suit fitting from one of my other best mates' weddings, and I told the tailor that, mate, you better not put those measurements in concrete, because I think I might be losing a bit of weight before the wedding. He goes to me, oh, how much do you reckon you're going to lose? And I said, oh, I'm looking to lose 15 kilos. And he just laughed and said, oh, there's no way you're going to do that. A week before the challenge ended, I went and seen him again, and he just didn't know who I was. And then when he pulled out my measurements, and he said, wow, you've lost a lot of weight. And I said, yeah, I told you I would. I ended up dropping to 69.1 kilos from 90 kilos. Once I got to 75, which was my initial goal, I wasn't satisfied, so I just kept going harder.
I expected, to shed some weight and obviously get into shape, but I didn't expect to, lose as much as I did and lean up as much as I did. I guess, all the hard work and, the dedication and, the gym work and obviously everything it all came together to give me the results that, I thought was a dream, really. I think the influence that it's brought to my kids, they're really excited about, telling their friends about, the dad is muscled up and I'll show you biceps and that sort of stuff. It's taught them a lesson, a lesson for life, really.
Towards the end, I remember my boys pointing at my stomach and saying, Daddy, you've got lumps on your stomach. And I said, well, that's because Daddy's been having his muscle drinks and training and eating all that really good food. And when I had a good meal, my youngest boy had Brussels sprouts or cauliflower with me or broccoli. It was food that they wanted to eat as well. Yeah, so when they pointed at my stomach and said you had lumps, and I told them that's Dad's abs, they're there. And it was really good, for a 4-year-old to notice that you've got some abs was really cool.
The reaction I've had from my friends and family was, wow. They couldn't believe what I had achieved.
I'm feeling pretty proud. I'm really proud of what I achieved and the lessons I showed my 2 boys.
Definitely the mental toughness that comes from it is definitely a positive from the challenge. My wife and I, we've been through a lot of things, and I guess you sort of, it's not until you get through them that you realise what you've done, but then when you add the challenge into it, I guess not so much mental toughness, but just more mental confidence.
The confidence within has grown and continues to grow.
The body transformation is probably the most minor change I've got out of it, which sounds really funny. Just know going into the future, I'm just going to be a much better role model for my boy.
Well, look, I think the best thing about this challenge was my brother and the results he got and showing him that it can be done and the health he got back. He got his health back. Now, like me, but his was, you know, he had to get it back. He was not looking good there for a while, so yeah, to have him back and his health and him continuing that path is probably the most satisfaction for me, yeah.
Another thing that sets us apart is that every year we have a gala presentation evening to obviously announce the winners. Now, the evening's absolutely fantastic. What we find is we get people from industry bodies coming to the event, challengers that have done the challenge to come to the event as well, sponsored athletes, and this year was absolutely bigger than ever.
Gala, I'm looking forward to getting dressed up.
Unwinding, having a bit of a cheat meal.
Relaxing.
Have a bit of fun with the other challengers.
You know, getting to know the other challengers a bit better.
Up to this point, it's still surreal.
The energy that comes out of that night is truly phenomenal.
Please welcome to the stage your Challenge Master Coach and tonight's Master of Ceremonies, Fred Liberatore.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2013 Max's Muscle Up and Maxine Shape Up Challenge. Please welcome Mr. Keith Allen. Thank you. It is my real absolute pleasure. The standard of the men this year were absolutely amazing, and tonight we're going to see the top 10 men and their amazing transformations. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, a fantastic transformation.
Our third place getter in the Max's Muscle Up Challenge is Romy Churi. Well done, Romy. Our second place goes to Jason Kenny. Well done, Jason. You're an inspiration. Fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, obviously we'd like to introduce and congratulate our first place Max's Muscle Up Challenge winner, Glenn Black. Glenn, what an awesome effort. Now, how do you feel?
Well, I think I've got cortisol, adrenaline, all sorts of stuff going through my system at the moment. I'm burning calories flat out, so I don't think I'll need to train tomorrow anyway.
Oh, you still have to train, trust me. How about a round of applause for all top three challengers that have made it? Thank you.
It's a bit of a shock. I certainly didn't expect to be here. There's some real talent out there, some real transformations. Some of the other guys just did so well. You know, my wife has been amazing support throughout this journey. Without her, you know, I couldn't have really achieved what I achieved. I'm looking forward to definitely getting out there and spreading the knowledge that I've actually learnt over the last 12 weeks. I've sucked it in a bit like an encyclopedia. I'm continuing to learn. There's so much to learn about nutrition, training, supplementation. I'm eager to continue to learn, and you know, I love to teach other people about things, and I'm looking forward to passing that knowledge on.
Like every other year we do, we learn and we summarise the challenge and we tweak it. We make it better. So we break the previous model, make it actually better. And this year's going to be bigger and better than ever. Now, if people are interested in transforming their lives, this is it. This is the one destination that people need to go to. I'm really excited to get on board again, and I can't wait.
What I'd say to anybody thinking about doing the challenge would be to go for it. Simply just go for it.
Few words, go for it.
Commit to it 100%. You know, don't go in half-hearted.
Well, buckle up, it's a hell of a ride.
No time like now, you just got to get on board.
I'd say it's 12 weeks, just give it a red hot go. It's only 12 weeks of your life. And mate, depending what age you're at, 12 weeks now could be 12 years added to your life. Just get that weight off, just have a crack.
Definitely do the challenge. It's a life-changing experience and one that, you know, when you get to the end of the 12 weeks is just so rewarding in so many ways. It will just change your life.
So time for some tough love here. So if you're one of these people that talk a story and say, I'm gonna do it, or I should do it, or I'll do it next month or whatever, my challenge to those people, the should-have, the goners, if you really want change and there's no more excuses, all you need to do is commit and sign up. It's as simple as that. I speak to a lot of people saying, Fred, I want to transform my body. Fred, I want to do this, or I'm going to do this, but I'll do it on Monday. I won't do it straight away, I'll do it on Monday. The fact of the matter is that these transformation challenges, they did an incredible shift. Instead of saying, I want to do it, they said, nah, that's it. It's ready. I'm ready, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take massive action. And they did. Just have a look at these challenges. These people were you. The only difference is these people signed up and committed to the challenge. No more excuses. All you need to do is commit and sign up. The proof's in the pudding. The fact of the matter is the challenge is there. So what are you waiting for?
We've said it before and we'll say it again. What are you waiting for? Seriously, make up your mind, make a commitment and get on board for this year's challenge. This year, the Maxine's Shape Up Challenge for women and the Max's Shape Up Challenge for men incredibly has over $200,000 worth of prizes on offer, including a luxury overseas holiday, shopping sprees, Max's sponsorships, plus much more. If that wasn't enough to get you interested, folks, then what about the prospect of getting into the absolute best shape of your life? This year, as always, Master Coach Freddie Liberatore will be joined by a brand new team of elite coaches and ambassadors that will be there every step of the way for you with everything you need to know about the right training routines, nutrition, mindset and supplement plans, plus anything else you need, regardless of whether your goal is to build size, get shredded, get strong, or just to shape up. The challenges are open to both men and women. You just need to be over 16 years of age and residing in Australia for the duration of the challenge. Remember, registration opens for both challenges on Monday the 14th of July, but if you head to either maxchallenge.com.au or maxinschallenge.com.au, you can pre-register now, and if you do, we'll be in touch with more info on how you can get involved and get the absolute best results in this life-changing event. So what are you waiting for? If you haven't already done so, head to these two websites, get inspired and get ready to get into the best shape of your life. Congratulations to Glenn, to our top 10 finalists and everyone that had a crack on your incredible achievements. So make sure you get to the challenge websites, pre-register, you won't regret it, and until next week, see you in the gym.
MuscleTV was proudly brought to you by Maxine's, for the body you want, and Max's, because life's too short to be small.